Good evening, I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and you've joined us for Friday Night Fights as we welcome you to the Mexico City Plaza here in Mexico City for tonight's main event. 10 rounds, light heavyweights, and now the time has come. All the talk, now comes the walk. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. That worked out really well, throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. Teddy, what do you think we're going to see out of Jones?
I think you're going to see what you always see. You know, you're going to see a guy that breaks the rule book as far as the way you're supposed to go about technically approaching pugilism. But I think you're going to see speed, you're going to see power, great reflexes, great sense of anticipation, and you're going to see a little cockiness.
Boy, that worked out well with the uppercut. That is boxing 101. A nice, crisp combination by Roy Jones. Halfway through this round here. Right to the head with that right. Good, solid right hand lands. Hits him in the mug with the right. Matthews is got to do a better job. He is getting rocked. Oh, big shot. Down he goes in the early goings here. So he is able to get up to his feet after that knockdown, but Teddy, it's what's ahead that's the problem.
Yeah, we're getting a peek right now into his heart, into his soul.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Let's move.
It's hard to touch Roy Jones Jr. with a clean glove, but if he can, his opponent does have power.
Yes, he does have power, and he has a chance to catch Roy. Roy gives you this chance, clean, because Roy will make you miss, but he'll do it naked. He'll do it with his hands down. If you catch him, bang, you catch him with everything.
Back and forth they go, each man getting the best of it. Matthews' inability to really step on that gas pedal a bit, just be a little more offensive-minded is really catching up with him. That last round was unimpressive.
It's just not his temperament, and you know what? I'm afraid it's not going to change right now. It's kind of like being in a room, being in a party with somebody, and you say, hey, come on, talk a little bit more. You know, everybody else is talking. It's just not his way. He's not a talker. This guy is not a busy fighter.
Jones's right hand scores well. Good job on the two-punch combo by Roy Jones. Good right hand. Matthews is coming out here after being knocked down in the last round. Teddy, what are some of the things you look for that will tell you he's on steady ground, that he looks fine?
Well, the first thing I look for is the base, the foundation.
Jones is clearly affected by that. He's a weeble wobble in the ring right now, just wobbling away.
Don't stay in one spot.
Big left hand from Roy. Jones is starting to score at ease against his opponent there. Anytime you can land a three-punch combination, you're really hitting your groove. Undefeated Roy Jones Jr. It's what he knows. It's who he is. An unblemished fighter.
He was that way as an amateur, a guy that won more than he lost. He's used to winning. He's used to being the top dog. This is something he's familiar with, but more importantly, this is something he wants to keep.
Watch the hook.
Took a shot. Now he gives him, and all of a sudden the tables turn. Matthews is rocked.
What's good for you is good for him.
What a revealing round we just saw. Each man was able to hurt the other. You really can tell how much is on the line here between these two.
Yeah, they both came here. I mean, they're in the best shapes of their career. They came here understanding what this fight means.
That right hand is becoming a crutch. He can just lean on it now. Wow, no doubt about it. Affected by that right hand. Big shot comes crashing home. You never saw this in the early half of the career of Roy Jones Jr. He got clipped with a power shot and couldn't withstand it.
1, 2.
He went down from a big shot. Now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
Well-targeted two-punch combo by Roy Jones. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. And he returns on that exchange. Able to land the hook to the head. They trade shots. He comes back with a right hand. Jones's defense is in it. You know from watching his career, Roy Jones Jr. is not the kind of guy who backs down from a fight. But right now, he cannot afford to engage in this fight after being hurt so badly. Now that is fighting right there, and smart fighting, landing all 4 punches. Roy Jones Jr. is doing a good job of putting his punches together. His opponent's got to be wondering, how do I stop this?
Well, right.
Big shot, the right came clean. Look at this swarming attack. Roy Jones Jr. is taking a barrage of punches. He could go down.
Looks like my screen door on my back porch. I mean, the mosquitoes, there's so many of them, and there's little holes. Some are getting through.
Jones's defense did a good job there, able to avoid that punch. And there's a big right hand from Roy.
How you doing?
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out as we start round number 4. Jones is up 2 rounds to 1. But keep in mind, they've already traded knockdowns.
Yeah, and his opponent knows that. He knows he can hurt him, and there's always hope, there's always incentive to get after him.
He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. And now he's targeting upstairs. Double jab by Matthews. That's a nice right hand that time by Roy Jones. Matthews is looking for a way to get this fight back on course, a course that can get him a victory. This isn't it, just trying to counterpunch in these middle rounds.
No, this is not it. He's not thinking right. You know, it's one thing to say physically, technically, he needs to do that. But to do it, you have to be mentally clear. You have to be seeing the plan, seeing what you have to do, what you have to order your body to do. He's not seeing that right now.
Excellent 1-2 by Roy Jones. You had to see it to believe it the first 2 minutes of these rounds. Now these fighters are trying to make everybody a believer in the final 60 seconds.
And this is why you understand the dimension of this sport like no other sport. At the end of this, how both participants will have mutual great respect for each other.
Protect yourself.
Solid left hand from Roy. Roy lands the uppercut. 10 clicks of the talk. Good step back, counter punch there.
Beautiful.
Matthews has to prove that he's a deep stretch runner here right now. I think he's slightly trailing as this fight comes to the later stages, but you can see his corner imploring him to go out and win it. Jones is doing very nicely on the outside here in this fight. What an excellent 2-punch combo by Roy Jones. Brings the hook that time. Roy Jones Jr. is doing really well here in these middle rounds. Now, I know a lot of the old school guys don't like his style, but his raw athleticism and his way about him is winning this fight.
Yeah, he breaks all the rules, but you know what? He makes wrong right.
Solid left hand to the head. Oh, and a 2-punch combo by Roy Jones. Roy lands the hook. Still plenty of time to work here in round number 5. A minute and a half to go. There's that southpaw jab in the left hand. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Good return fire that time. Oh, I like the way he went to the body with that hook. He missed with that headshot. Flush right hand to the head. Jones is doing what every trainer wants to see their fighter do. Land punches in bunches. The combination lands. He scored well after being hit himself. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Matthews is once again the target of a hook. The end to another very entertaining round in what has been a very entertaining fight. A fight where there's just bad intentions. The fight that just doesn't have the feel of a fight that's going to be a decision win for somebody. Looks like somebody's going to get stopped.
Right from the beginning, they've been fighting with desperation. Like going the decision, as you just touched on, has not been in their minds at all.
Roy Jones Jr. is not skipping a beat. He came out just the way he finished up last round.
Yeah, what I like is that he's a thinking man's fighter, and his corner gave him probably good advice. They know that the opponent only had 60 seconds to recover, and they're figuring it wasn't enough time.
Well, his opponent is opening up and coming forward, so I would think there are some opportunities that exist.
Yeah, I think some counterpunching opportunities. Opportunities not on the front end, but on the back end.
Great work offensively, landing that combination by Roy Jones. A target on his head, and he places the hook right on it. Super two-punch combo by Roy Jones. Oh, what a hook. Wow, what a turnaround. You never know what's going to happen in this game.
You're never supposed to take anything for granted, never assume anything. They tell you that in life. In the ring, you get taught that real fast.
He got caught by a big shot. Really good work right there, landing the 2 punches in sequence by Matthews. I like that step back right there. Just enough to be out of danger, but still close enough to then land the counterpunch.
Well, that's what happens when you have that kind of experience. You're calm enough to know that range. Know where the beginning of the punch and the end of the punch is.
Right on the mark with the hook up top. Good block by Matthews. Roy Jones Jr.'s 3-punch combination there is going to impress the judges. Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. Matthews has got to find a way to get this fight back on course. He's really lost his rhythm here.
Yeah, well, he's paying a price for all his technical flaws. You know, he's gotten away with it most of his career, being real fast and good sense of anticipation. You know, timing, all those things, but now doing things the wrong way. He's got a guy in front of him who's taking advantage of it. He's got a real solid throw.
Matthews has got a little something coming back at him. A counter punch scored. See, that's the work they want to see with the right hand by Matthews. Matthews is in a bad spot right now. He's been stunned. Oh, he's hurt right there. He is hurt. You know, his opponent's doing a good, big shot there. Can he get up from this? He's done it before, but can he get up from a second time down? Down he goes, now up he gets.
And if he wants to stay up, He's going to have to grab on, kill a little time.
Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own.
Keep moving around the ring.
Scores up top with a left. Great pace to this fight, Teddy. These guys are not coming out of fifth gear. Nobody's slowing down.
No, they're fighting a 6th, 7th, and 8th gear.
Nice work on the combination by Roy Jones.
Keep that head moving.
Targeting the uppercut, and it worked. And round 7 comes to an end. Matthews' knockdown earlier tonight has not been enough. And now you see him scoring well with the right. Unable to steady himself right now after being stunned. That's a forceful 2-punch combo by Roy Jones. He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. Jones is going to think about the next time he throws a punch because he just got hit by a good solid counter. Scored well upstairs with the right hand. Crafty counter punching. Oh boy, big shot up top. And that's where he wants his man. Matthews is hit by a big left hand. Big shot he just scored with. Wow, he goes down again.
This is going to be called the elevator fight. Up and down all night.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Teddy, do you think he can go on much longer here?
No, he's going to need to grab a little bit, take a little time off that clock.
And he counters back with a big shot. On the mark with the combination by Matthews. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Matthews' failure to get away from his opponent's right hand is really the difference. Roy Jones Jr.'s tag. Momentum has shifted.
Well, it is a test of wills, and his will is being tested.
Work the body kid. Looking good.
Matthews is hit by a right hand. And just like that, he's able to turn things around. Remember, he was stunned. Now he's in control.
Maybe.
And banging away he goes. He goes down in the later stages of this round. He's going to try to survive it. The fight. Matthews is a knockout victim. He couldn't beat the count.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of knockouts, your winner, Roy Jones Jr.
It's late in the fight, and it looked like we were going to get a decision out of this. Roy Jones Jr.'s power makes it a knockout.
Reminiscent of some of the great late knockout fights in the history of this sport.
Alongside Teddy Atlas.